Yo! Hey, this is not Coach Talk. This is NFL Prediction Show for WVTV. I'm Ryan Candia. As the scholastic season is still on hold, we are going to focus our attention on the NFL, which sometimes can stand for not for long, especially in the playoffs, because if you lose, you go home. So as we approach this Wildcard weekend, we have a panel to make predictions here for WVTV. We have Wildcat NFL experts. Our producer, Mr. C, who will be known as Dano for his predictions, will also partake in this behind the scenes. With me today is Andrew Poget. Andrew, Happy New Year. And are you confident in your predictions today?
Happy New Year. And I am very confident in my predictions today. I think they're good.
Also on the panel, we have Brendan Rink. Brendan, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. I hear you're a Jets fan. Are you confident with your picks today? And how was your past NFL season for rooting for the Jets this season?
Thank you for the birthday wish. I appreciate it. It was rough being a Jets fan. Very rough. Even when we try to tank, we messed that up.
Like I said on the previous broadcast, we cannot even lose correctly. And Andrew, you know what JETS sometimes stands for?
No. What does it stand for?
Just end the season. And thank God this season is over. Let's see what happens with the draft. So the Jets are out, but the first game on this Saturday, NFL Wildcard Saturday at 1:05, is the Colts visiting their AFC East foes of the Jets, and that's the Buffalo Bills. So Dano has got the Bills. Andrew, who do you think is going to win this game, Colts and Bills, and why?
Even though the Colts have been playing great this season, I think that the Bills have got this W in the bag.
Yeah, I have to agree with Andrew. Josh Allen's going to get his first playoff win. I don't trust Phillip Rivers in the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. Yeah.
I would concur with all. So all four of us are going with the Bills. Josh Allen's going to avenge that terrible loss to the Texans last year. He's an MVP candidate. I think a key for the Bills is their defense to play well. We know Stephon Diggs has had an awesome season. And I think they have to mix the running game in. They got to find a nice, delicate balance of Zach Moss and Devin Singletary and their defense to stand up. I think if they win this game, they'll be relaxed in the playoffs, and maybe they can make a run and maybe make it all the way to the AFC Championship, maybe even a Super Bowl. Okay, so our next game in the middle of Saturday at 4:40 p.m. is an NFC matchup. The Seahawks will host the LA Rams. Dano picks the Seahawks. Brendan, do you agree with Dano's picks? Do you think the Seahawks will win over the Rams, and why do you think this?
I actually think the Rams are going to pull off an upset. I think the defense is going to force some turnovers, and whoever is going to be starting for the Rams this week, I think defense is going to get at it. They're going to set up a lot of goal line plays for the Rams, going to get there. The Seahawks kind of flip throughout the season. At first, it was Rosen's carrying the defense was kind of sluggish a little. And then now it's the defense is and the run game's carrying, and Rosen's, he's still making the plays every now and then, but it's really the defense is the strength for the Seahawks.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that. I think the Rams are a little shaky. I mean, they lost to the Jets. I think the talent of Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and also this guy Moore, who's on their receiving core. They have Greg Olsen on there, and Jamal Adams seems pretty pumped to play in the playoffs. I think the Seahawks will win. Andrew, what do you think? Do you got the Seahawks, or do you have the Rams?
I really agree with you, Ryan. I really agree that the Seahawks will win with their offense and their upcoming defense. They played good the past couple of weeks, but they got this.
Yeah, I really think they will win. So let's move on to the late game. The late game will be played at our nation's capital. The Washington football team crawls into the playoffs by becoming NFC East champs, and they will take on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Dano sees this as a no-brainer that the Tampa Bay Bucks will win. I kind of agree with that. Andrew, we'll go with your take. What do you think? Do you got the Bucks, or do you have the Washington football team?
I mean, the Bucks have kind of flipped around throughout the season with losses, with big losses and then big wins. I think that the Washington football team will pull an upset here with the win.
Wow. Brendan, do you want to respond to that? Are you on board with that thinking?
I am not. I think TB12 and the Bucks offense is just going to destroy the football team. That division was awful this year. The division at 7-9. I will say though, the past I think 2 teams who have won the division as a losing record, the Seahawks did one year, and they actually beat the Saints, who were the Super Bowl champs last year. So anything could happen, but I definitely think the Bucks are going to win this. They're going to crush them.
Brendan, was that the beast mode game?
Yes, it was.
I remember that. I just think in this game, Tampa Bay with TB12, like you said, and Chris Godwin and Leonard Fournette, and we got Mike Evans. Maybe Antonio Brown could turn on the talent that he had during the Pittsburgh Steelers days as well. I just think Tampa Bay, they're gonna shock people. I think they're clicking on all cylinders at the right time. I mean, they crushed the Detroit Lions in that last regular season game. So now we're gonna move on to Sunday's game. Sunday's the 10th. The 105 game, the early game, features the Titans and Ravens. Dano has got the Ravens. Andrew, I understand you're a big Ray Lewis guy. Are you with the Ravens or are you with the Titans in this game?
Even though I'm a big Ray Lewis guy, I think the Titans will pull this out with how Derrick Henry has been playing and Ryan Tannehill. They're just beast.
I have to agree with Andrew on that. Derrick Henry has been so dominant this year. 2,000 yards rushing, back-to-back years for the rushing title too. And like last year, Henry's going to run all over the Ravens defense.
I'm going to disagree with you guys. I'm going to go with Dano. I got the Ravens as well. If you think about it, Lamar Jackson has not won a playoff game. He lost to San Diego 2 years ago. He lost to the Titans last year. So I think he's really on a mission to win a playoff game. I just was looking at some research and a quote from July during this year during the preseason. Before preseason, but anyway, he really wants to win a playoff game. And maybe Des Bryant can return to his old Dallas form. And J.K. Dobbins is a great weapon as running back. And I know Marquise Brown kind of had a disappointing year, but the Ravens just have a good defense. I think they're going to win. I really do. I think this is my upset call for this week. So next we got the middle game on Sunday at 4:40, and we got the Bears at Saints. I don't see much with the Bears here. They were switching quarterbacks between Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles. Their defense is good. They got Khalil Mack and they got Trevathan, but I don't know. Dano says it's a no-doubter for the Saints. I think it's a no-doubter for the Saints. Brendan, I want your take on this game.
Yeah, I agree. I don't have much faith in the Bears. Mitchell Trubisky's been inconsistent. He has been playing better, but they're not going to beat the Saints. The Saints have a top 5 defense, and Kamara is going to be back, and Kamara is going to, I think, have a good game. And the Saints will ultimately win.
Yeah,
Andrew, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I also have no doubt that the Saints will win. Like, they're just way better than the Bears at this point.
Did any of you two have Kamara on your fantasy football team a couple of weeks ago? Was it last week, the 6-touchdown performance, or was that 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, so I guess we all have the Saints here. They also have Emmanuel Sanders, who's pretty fast and can get open, and they're the favorites, and I think we all concur. No doubter. We agree with Dano. We got the Saints over the Bears. Final game of the weekend comes from a centerpiece of the NFL, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when we're the ghosts of Franco Harris and Kevin Green, who recently passed, helped the Steelers beat the Cleveland Browns. I got the Steelers. Dano's got the Steelers. Andrew, what do you think about this game? Steelers or Browns?
Even though the Pittsburgh Steelers have lost 4 out of 5 games, like from the past couple weeks, I think they still got this. The Browns barely made it into the playoffs. They don't have OBJ. I think that it's easily Steelers' victory.
Brendan, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, if you look at the game last week, Mason Rudolph threw for 300 yards against the Browns defense. That Browns defense is not that good. I don't trust them. And I think Big Ben's going to have a good game. And I think the Steelers, because Mike Tomlin's experience in the playoffs is going to really help him a lot. Plus, the coach, the Browns coach today tested positive for COVID, so he's not going to be available for the game, Kevin Stefanski.
Birthday boy Brendan, that is great sources of information that just broke. Yes, their coach, the Browns coach, got COVID, their assistants, a couple of defensive players. I lost faith in the Browns when they played terrible against the Jets. It's just, I'm like, I like Baker Mayfield. I love his commercials, but I just don't see it happening. I think the steel curtain will reign once again. And so that's pretty much our predictions for wild card weekend. Yes. Anything else you want to add before we reconvene after this weekend and we talk about our predictions for the divisional system? Andrew, any closing thoughts here?
Go Seahawks, because they're my favorite team.
Do you think Jamal Adams will step up and be the safety he was with the Jets in this game?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Brendan, do you have any closing thoughts as we enter wild card weekend?
I just hope that there's no positive tests and we can just get through the playoffs without any postponements, and we can have a great weekend.
I think the NFL Commissioner, Roger Goodell, hopes that as well. So there you have it, guys. We have a teacher and two students for Warwick Valley Television breaking down the wild card playoffs for you. Maybe we did it accurately. Maybe we did not. We will see what happens. So for the NFL Forecasters Show for Wild Card Weekend, I want to thank Brendan Rank for being on, the birthday boy. Happy birthday, Brendan. Andrew Pojay. And we want to thank Dano, our producer, for behind the scenes for adding his picks. For Warwick Valley Television, I'm Ryan Candia. Enjoy Wild Card Weekend.